Everybody, I'm Caroline Rudderman, and today we are doing Reiki for your feet. However your feet feel right now, we are going to begin sending Reiki to them. Knowing that we can treat the entire body from the feet. Just as a reminder, I always keep my Reiki hands as I'm transmitting on my lap, just for my comfort. When we're more comfortable in our own bodies, that helps the Reiki flow more seamlessly. There you go. Take a big breath in. When we're all twisted and, doing weird things on our body or having to hold ourselves up, the Reiki has to flow to those parts of our physical body. So I always encourage my students and you to be as comfortable as you can in your physical body as you're allowing the Reiki to flow. And sometimes that just means that you sit in a chair, or you support your arms, or that you correct your posture in some way, or that you do the hand positions in a different way. So take a big breath in. So for me, that's me taking my own advice. Instead of kind of beaming like this, I keep my hands in my lap. So as I'm beginning, it really feels like I've got, your left foot in this hand and your right foot in my right hand, and I'm really working towards the heel at the moment. And it really feels like the right foot is just throbbing right now, aching. And it's perfectly okay to pause this video and come right back if you want to do a warm Epsom salt foot bath. Somewhere that you can dunk your feet up until the ankles. And if you don't have Epsom salt, you can, of course, use sea salt, right? Straight from your kitchen. A good quarter cup. There you go. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Yeah, I'm really working on this sort of, it feels like, even though it's from the right foot that I'm working on, it feels like it's this kind of just extreme fatigue. This trying too hard. Trying to be everybody's best friend. Get everything done. It's that kind of energy. It's that sort of pressure. The body holds our secrets. All of the things that sometimes we keep secret from ourselves, right? Those hidden layers. I've been having a string of clients lately that I've been having just cold feet. And because everybody is different in what is happening in their bodies, I try not to paint any broad strokes. I tend to look at the individual. One of the general archetypes agreed upon energetics of the feet is that it's about us moving forward. Yeah. Step by step. How are we moving forward? There you go. Take a big breath in. So when we're talking about cold feet, frozen feet, right? There's that metaphor of before somebody's getting married and they're having cold feet, they're having doubts. They're second guessing their decisions. They're second guessing themselves. There's a disconnect with how we're moving forward, right? When we think of cold in the body as we're scanning the energy field, cold patches, ice type breezes, not like the cool ocean breeze that feels like it's in flow, but when you're actually feeling like, wow, that feels like my hand is over an icicle. Those areas are energetically frozen. There's not much ki moving. There's not much energy flowing to those areas, to those patches. There's a restriction. Right? Modern medicine, modern science would say for something like Raynaud's or like a circulation disorder for like consistently cold feet, they'd say there's a circulation, right? So that's the key that they're thinking about it in terms of blood and lymph and all of that. But still a restriction. So I am not here to diagnose you, to tell the internet, have the internet tell you what your problems are. That's not what we're doing. I'm just sort of sprinkling a little bit of guided information that's coming through that might prove useful as you're starting to deepen your understanding. As the Reiki is flowing, that's what I'm offering here. And take it or leave it. You can always say, Caroline, I don't think so. That's 100% all right with me. I'm not attached to the energy, to the information that flows through. Sometimes these are useful guideposts for people in their process of self-discovery. But it's not true for everyone. Unless we're looking directly at your energy fields. It's going to be a little bit different, that's all. There we go. Take a big breath in. We're just bringing in some compassion here. That is what we are bringing in. So the right foot is starting to feel a little bit better. And now the left foot, I'm kind of feeling the energy on the right foot is moving a little bit more towards the toes and to the ball of the foot. And on the left side, I'm kind of working on the inner arch. And it almost feels like, I'm just going to lift my foot up for a moment. It almost feels like I'm kind of working on this patch. Kind of right in the center. Sorry for anybody who doesn't like to look at feet. Take a big breath in. And exhale. And this feels on the left foot that I'm working here, it feels a little bit like, it's kind of like achy shoulder, left shoulder in particular. It's like the heavy purse is on the right side, but it's almost like the achy shoulder is on the left. It's almost like headaches are sort of forming on the left side. Like pinching. There you go. Take a big breath in. Beautiful. Take a big belly breath in. And exhale. The reason that I encourage so much breathing with you guys is because that breathing helps me do my work because it acts like a pump. Mm-hmm. Some of you might be laying down. If you have the availability to do a little hip, um, like a little twist from the low body, that would be ideal. So imagine if you're on your back and your knees are towards your chest, letting the legs flop over to one side and taking 2 or 3 breaths there or longer. And when you come back to center, swing the knees over to the left side if you're able to do that. If you're sitting in the chair, the impulse might be to sort of twist the upper back, and that's okay too. But just make sure that you're not doing such a twist from the upper that you're really kind of inhaling. Sorry, I was sort of just like listening at the same time as I was talking, and it was kind of getting this, the signals were getting jammed for a second. It's really meant to be a lower body twist. That's all. It's meant to be, if you're laying down, move the legs rather than moving the upper body. Yep, exactly. Take a big breath in and take your time with that if you're doing the twists. If you don't want to do the twists, maybe you kind of do a nice big stretch and a little side body. And exhale. The reason that I encourage the movement, the reason that I encourage the breathing is because like these are all things that you can be active participants in receiving as well. Because sometimes when we're moving a lot of ki, the body is like, ooh, 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 ooh. So I just like to make sure that you guys have some space to know that like it's okay to kind of, while you're receiving a Reiki session here with us together, you're also allowed to do a little bit of yoga. You're allowed to sit on the floor and do some light stretching as you're receiving. You can also just close your eyes and put me on mute. Boop. And for those of you wondering, my cats are sleeping in the other room. They usually make an appearance during my videos, but I think this is like deep nap time for Daisy and Prince Henri. So the thing that I'm really feeling with the left foot right now, I'm working in tandem on both the left and the right. But the thing that I'm really feeling in the left foot is that there's this like emotional resistance to like being present with yourself. And I know humanity on the whole has a hard time with the busy brain, with the monkey brain. But it's almost feels like in the left foot, the energy that's sitting there, it's like I've got this thing going on and I just cannot bear to sit with the depth of like the agreement of what's happening right now. And it's not like ignoring it. It's just like, it's just so much. I don't know where to start. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe your conscious mind brings your attention all the way to the left foot. Or if you know what I'm talking about, begin to sit with that thing. I'm here holding your feet, but I'm also holding space for you. Like, please know that I am here, even though this is a virtual space and it can feel like a lot of things to a lot of people. But please know that I am here with you holding space. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. There you go. When we're feeling big emotions, we breathe. We go into what we're feeling and we start with the surface. Sometimes the surface is like, I don't feel anything. And then maybe our body starts saying, oh yeah, like I'm feeling some tightness or I'm feeling some clenching. Or I'm feeling my back. And then that person pops in or that situation pops in and the worry starts, right? So we just breathe with the process. And then sometimes like the color purple or red, or sometimes a little imagery might pop in. Sometimes we might start a little crying. All of that's welcome. Listen, when big emotions come up, try not to squeeze around them. See if you can soften. If you're feeling it tight in the throat or the body or the jaw, see if you can keep softening and breathing with it. So if you're feeling emotion in your eyes, if you're feeling emotion in your jaw, if you're feeling emotion, first be present with where you're feeling it. Sometimes it's solar plexus, sometimes it's tummy. Sometimes it's our yoni squeezing. It's another word for our womb, reproductive organs, right? The yoni, sort of the sacred vessel. There you go. The space of the bringer of life, the yoni. Mm-hmm. And that stores a lot too. That stores a lot. So first we kind of just are aware of some of the physical sensations, and we just keep breathing and we sort of acknowledge them. And then the story of that overwhelm will start, there you go. And I'm starting to feel a little bit more of that kind of frozen stuff on the right foot as well. When things go to frozen, sometimes they go to heat right after on an energetic spectrum. So if frozen, if that ice cold is on one energetic scan, the next step closer towards balance sometimes goes to hot heat, and then to like painful and tingly. There you go. Balance feels sort of like cool and breezy. Not cold, not restricted, but sort of like a nice ocean breeze on a warm summer day. Just that soothing, yeah, it's flow. I remember I was working because breast cancer is so prevalent, and I never touch throat, breasts, or genitals when I'm working on a client. But I remember I was working over a woman's nipple and hovering a few inches above it, and I just kept feeling this like cool breeze. And back in my early days of doing healing work, I thought that that was an imbalance, is what I was feeling, about those sensations. And then about like literally like 5 minutes in, like a full 5 minutes of like sitting with this like nice cool breeze, I was like, this feels really like, it feels like it's in flow. And then it kind of clicked. It kind of clicked that like that's what flow feels like, right? From that space. There was a time when I would do Reiki on hand positions across the whole body. I would follow a protocol. So I would cover all areas because I wasn't as energetically sensitive as I am now. So even my technique continued to refine itself. There you go. Take a big breath in and exhale. And maybe take a moment to like wiggle your feet and actually see how they're feeling now. They might be feeling better, they might not be. My attention is sort of coming back towards the right foot again. Reiki is flowing to both the left and the right foot. Do about 7 or 8 more minutes together. So if you need to sit back and relax, resting a little bit. Oh, here comes Daisy. My little mountain climber. There you go. When Daisy comes to assist in Reiki, she brings deep presence and calm, is one of her sort of feline superpowers. Yep. So if it almost feels like a warm blanket energy just came in, that's her. She's pretty special. She's the equivalent of like an emotional support cat. Just a tail. There you go. Sort of working from the top and the bottom right now. So I'm working from the feet, imagining if you're standing, and from the head around the shoulders. I'm kind of working on both the root, feet coming up, and the head coming down. Thank you so much for being here. I am really grateful that I get to spend this time with you. I know that, I don't know, I just was feeling really grateful for that. I do this work because it meant so much to me when I was first getting started, and I'm really grateful to be able to share my passion and the things that I love with you. So thank you for being here. And thank you for getting to know my cats. They're aging. They're 15, I think, now. Or at the time of this filming, they're 15. Whenever you are actually watching this video, they're probably going to be a little older. It's funny to think of pets that have been with us for such extended chapters of our lives. 15 years. They've been with me since they were kittens. A lot has happened. There you go. Take a big breath in. Yeah, now we're working on the whole system. It almost feels like the whole system is just like so hot right now. Just there's a lot of heat. A lot of Reiki flowing, absolutely, but just a lot of stuff that needs to get into motion. Yeah. I used to call the things that I didn't like to work on, you know, my junk or my crap, or sometimes stronger words. But I want you to trauma. But I want you just to remember that all of that stuff has so much. It has so much power to allow us to reach places of forgiveness within ourselves. We're not talking about the other person. We're not talking about the situation, because there is some, of course, very messed up stuff that people do and things that happen. But just remembering that, like, in all of those steaming piles of manure that sometimes we experience, that there's a lot of gold in there. There's a lot of rich opportunity for us to know ourselves more deeply. That can allow us such a beautiful springboard into healing, into being in the things that we're so lacking, to be able to heal those things, right? If I've spent an entire lifetime feeling isolated, the lesson is around, how do I connect? How do I connect to myself? How do I connect to others? How do I connect to the larger world of God, or the universe, or divinity, or nature? Take a big breath in. So if you're in one of those heavy patches, just please, please, please remember that I've got you. We're going to get through this. I am here for you. Take another big belly breath in. I'm going to scoop up this whole session, this whole energy. Give it a kiss. And Daisy and I say goodbye. We can say goodbye.
No, she doesn't want to say goodbye.
Ooh, the things we make our cats do. Bye. Be well.